obvious. Stop.
All I'm saying is this is the moment for you to show us what is real. If you want out, you'll take this pill. But if you are where you belong, you can go back to this every day, over and over, forever.
All right, today I'm doing a little troubleshooting with my Fitech. You can see right here I got two codes. The core fault, I'm not using that wire. But the fault number 2, the O2 heater open, P0032. I did a little research on that. My O2 sensor is right here. You can kind of see it down in there. And I'm gonna get under there. You can kind of see it down in there. I'm trying to zoom in on it. Let's see. You can see it right there. It's bent when I installed the transmission. I bent the O2 sensor. So be careful when you install the transmission, because I bent it and now I'm getting that code. The car is running funny, but it's probably the best it's ever ran. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to see if I can go under there, bend the O2 sensor back. And after I bend the O2 sensor back, I'm going to see if that code still exists. What I'm thinking is when I installed the transmission, I bent the O2 sensor, and the O2 sensor, maybe one of the wires got caught up in there. So I'm gonna try to bend it back and see if it'll just run a little better from there. Other than that, it's running fine. I'm getting a code, but I'm not seeing any signs that it has a code or anything is wrong, other than my voltage. My voltage is not reading properly. It's about 1 volt off. My Fitech is showing 1 volt lower than my actual battery with my own meter. So I'm going to bend that back and then see what we come up with. So I'll check in after that. All right, I got the O2 sensor out. You see where I bent it, putting the transmission in. I bent it, and I think that's what's giving me that code, that P0032. Which is something about high heat. This means probably two is either a bad wire or a fuse, or 2 wires touching. So my wires look good all the way down. I'm gonna clean the tip of that off, and then I'm gonna straighten that out. I believe when that bent, it bent 2 of the wires, and 2 of the wires are touching inside, or something of that nature. So I'm a unbend that, clean the end of it off, and then see if it works from there. All right, I cleaned up the end of the O2 sensor. You can see I bent it back straight. It's straight, but I couldn't get these dents out. So hopefully that doesn't hinder anything. I'm hoping it was just a wire that was inside. It needed to be straightened out. But now it's straightened out. I'm gonna reinstall it. And I don't see any abrasions, meltdown, or anything wrong with this wire whatsoever. So it has to be the O2 sensor. I'm gonna have to do some more research on this Fitech N. It's not much information on the internet on this, but I'm going to do some research on it. It doesn't look like anything's wrong with it. So I'm gonna reinstall, then go from there. All right, got everything cleaned up. I put a little anti-seize on the end. I'm putting anti-seize because it's on the exhaust, and the exhaust gets so hot that I don't want that to seize up on me. It was pretty hard to get off this time, and I wasn't running it for no more than probably 6-7 months. So I can imagine if it goes on there for years. I looked up on the internet as far as O2 sensors. I couldn't find anything as the exact ohm reading. So if you can find that information, put it in the comments on this post. I use my ohm meter. I test all the leads. I couldn't come up with anything. If you can find something on the ohms, let me know. I put a little anti-seize on the end right there. I put anti-seize because it's so hot under there. It's not going anywhere. I'm gonna reinstall, and then I'm gonna see how it's just see if it'll delete that code that I have in the Fitech. So let me reinstall, and after I reinstall, I'll check back in. All right, this is finishing up my Fitech O2 sensor code. I ordered a new O2 sensor from Fitech. This is how it comes. This is identical to the original one. It comes with thread anti-seize already on it. So I'm gonna throw that in real quick and see if it clears the code and go from there. All right, I got the new O2 sensor in, as you can see. I got it in. On the other side, I'm gonna make the connection and see if it clears that code. All right, on this end, I have to make this connection for the O2 sensor. So I'm gonna connect that, and then after I connect that, we'll check the code. All right, I got my car started back up with the new O2 sensor. As you can see, it was under DCT number 2, and it was a O2 sensor fault. A high heat O2 sensor. As you can see, it's cleared and it's gone. I just needed, when I was replacing my transmission, I just make sure you take your O2 sensors out if you put it in the direction of transmission. Now it's starting, it's running fine now. So on to the next event. Thanks for watching.
You better be careful with that donkey, shorty.
Excuse me?